They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman, and he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Give the tackle that time to Rodney McLeod.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On the toss, here's Foreman, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. Now, so much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Credit the tackle to Jalen Holmes.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Wentz. Incomplete to Zach Ertz. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An Eagle first down there. Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ. Throwing on first is Wentz. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. And they'll go on the ground. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. The tackle made there by Harrison Smith.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Now Wentz. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And out now come the Vikings. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive.
Sometimes it absolutely...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Fletcher Cox in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
And tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Pressure up the middle, and down he goes. Brandon Graham. He's is the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. On now to kick it away is the punter, Matt Weil. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Tackle made by Everson Griffin. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold him.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. A run, it's Clement. And he's going to be met at about the 43. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that one falls incomplete. A 50-50 ball. A little dangerous. Could have been picked. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wentz. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Cousins now from the 50. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Cousins now. And this is going to be incomplete. Nigel Bradham, the linebacker, right there on the coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
And now it's the punter Weil on as he sends this one away. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On first down, Wentz. Now they go screen. It's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Run.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. And a reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. The first catch for Jeffrey. Good enough for a first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Now Wentz finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
4 down. Lion. Black. 81.
Throwing is Wentz. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
It wasn't 3rd and long. It was more like 3rd and attainable, and oftentimes offense just want to run enough to pick up a first down. But I think they wanted to break tendency there. Catch the defense plan for the short pass and push it downfield, and they almost collected a big play.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way? I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. He's going to let this one go deep. And got his man complete. And that one results in 35 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Wow, evasive.
Make a miss.
And they move this all the way down to the 9.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
Listen to me.
He'll get it up the middle. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. The Vikings on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. So they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain on the play that time. So a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. The kick by Carlson is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
Goal.
They'll run with Clement. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Great 15, great 15. Great 15, great 15.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Hey, Ford, Tokyo.
Wentz now on 1st down. Completes it to Aguilar. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Shorty. Go. 82.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They get only 4 that time, as that leads us to a 4th down.
Good chip. Lion.
And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. So 2 missed field goals for them now, and that's helped keep them with a big 0 on the scoreboard.
Well, it's not the only reason they have a 0. The offense has been bogged down a few times now, but it's certainly not helping the cause any at all.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Throwing again, Cousins on second and 10. He sets to fire deep. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Cousins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Well, they work this out past the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On the carry, here's Clement. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. The Eagles on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Great 15, great 15.
On play action, it's Wentz. They'll roll him out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
This is Clement. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Elliott now to kick this one away. Here comes Gilbert. Shifts by him. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, look at the juke. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That burst good for 20 and a first down. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Cousins now to throw on first down. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play, as we'll get a timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The Vikings on third down, a pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's going to air one. That's caught inside the 20. A big gain of 38 there on third down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. 15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10.
Sunday.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Now Wentz throwing on second down. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. The Eagles on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. A final shot before half for Wentz. He's going to float this one deep right side. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And he will be brought down. His time is now run out on this first half of action. And number 2. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to